The Lavochkin La-7? Lavochkin? I don't know how to properly say it. We tried to watch a few videos, so if I butchered that, I am so sorry. Hello pilots, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James, and today we have an assembly video of the beautiful FlightLine La-7. The Lavochkin La-7? Lavochkin? I don't know how to properly say it. We tried to watch a few videos, so if I butchered that, I am so sorry. But the beauty of this La-7 is if you guys are looking for something different, we hear it all the time. Oh, there's always Mustangs, there's always Corsairs, there's always Spitfires. Well, here's an La-7, been around on the market a number of years now. I believe this was maybe only the 5th aircraft that FlightLine had produced at the time that it came out. Still available today, still going strong, and for the price, the 1100mm wingspan, you get a gorgeous, gorgeous aircraft. This is one, me personally, obviously, I did a flight review a little while back, another one for the TA-152. I saw that one stand out to me because it's just different, and this one has been on my mind about getting from FlightLine for a long time, and I'm excited to finally have it here. So just real quick, for all assembly videos, if this is your first time joining us, the way they will go is I'll run through the spec, we'll go step by step through the build, we're going to show you how it looks coming out of the box, and then at the very end I'll have it plugged in and we'll show you, the gear and just how some of the things work. But absolutely gorgeous model, and inside the box you do get 6 schemes to do. So that's the hero scheme, that's the picture that most people are probably going to do because that's the one that is on the website mostly. But when I turned it around, I saw about 5 other schemes. Now, a few of them you would need to paint, and even the scheme I chose, you probably want to do some paint and extra work to get it there. But I did paint the front cowl because it had the red, and I don't know, I just thought the number 63 was so different that I wanted to be different. But now that is the end of my opening spiel, so let's get into the unboxing. Alright guys, so upon opening your La-7, you will see it packaged beautifully like all Freewing or FlightLine models. You shouldn't expect to see any nicks and dents. The finish on the model is great, and when you open up, you're going to see, again, you got one side of the horizontal stabilizer. Then the wing is a one-piece wing, which is nice. I always prefer a nice one-piece wing. Makes it a little easier to take apart and also put together. You do have a couple foam bits that are going to help attach the wing to the fuselage, and one is the exhaust, so you see that there. Now you're going to get a few baggies. One's going to have the glue you need, one's going to have the linkages, the control rods. You're going to get 3 Y leads, and you're going to need those because on the wing you will see that there is the aileron flap and landing gear leads. You're going to want to Y those together, so that's why they are there. And then you just get 1 scale antenna. That's really the only peripheral, and also you're going to have your propeller blades, the hub, the spinner, and all the screws that you're going to need to complete this La-7. So that's it for the unboxing, guys. It doesn't look like much, so let's quickly go over the spec. So as I said in the beginning, this bird is 1100mm wingspan, that's about 43 1/3 inches, and it is 970mm long, or 38 1/5 inches to be exact. As far as what's up front, this is powered by a 3648 830 kV brushless outrunner with a 3-bladed prop, and those are 10x6. You have a 60 amp brushless ESC inside, and then you're going to have 2 9-gram Metal Gear servos for the rudder and the elevator, and 4 9-gram plastic servos. Those are powering the ailerons and the flaps. Now, as far as the recommended battery size, they are recommending anywhere from a 3300 to a 4000 4S powered. So again, like all the other FlightLine single-engine birds in this size and category, they are 4S powered. They are designed to be able to be flown nice and scale or for sport. So that's about it, guys, for the spec. Now let's get into the build. Alright, so step 1 in the book, right out of the book, is taking those 2 foam pieces that you see. The one piece that's going to become a part of the fuselage and the wing is going to go on first, and then you're going to have to glue the exhaust on, and here's how it looks when it's dry fitted. Now what I like to do, you're going to take the glue that's included. The glue is great. It's just as good as foam tack in my book. I use it for everything. But what you want to do, and I always do whenever you're connecting two foam surfaces, definitely want to score up. You want to scuff up the sides that are going to be connected. I just take a razor blade and I run lines up and down, side to side, on all the pieces, on all the parts that are going to touch. So do that to both sides, then put on your glue. Then what you want to do is fit it on and then very quickly lift it up a little bit. You want to see some strings. You want to add some oxygen to the mixture. Wait about 60 to 90 seconds and then you press it on. That'll make sure that this glue, just works absolutely perfectly. And then you're going to do the same thing for that exhaust right on top of the piece you just glued in. So now once that's glued in, we are already ready to install the main wing. So now the main wing only goes on by 2 screws. But now one thing I didn't do here that I wish I did, I learned afterwards, this is your opportunity now. Plug in all those Y leads. So Y together the aileron, Y together the flaps, and Y together the landing gear. It'll make it easier later. But basically install the wing from the aft part to the front part first. So you want to slide the aft part under the exhaust, get that to fit in, and then just push down on the front, and it fits beautifully. And now you're going to take 4 of the 8 screws. So they only give you 8 screws for the actual main wing and the elevators. 4 of them have rounded heads, 4 of them have flat heads. You want the rounded heads for the main wing. So they're both the same length. I believe they're 8 millimeters long. So just drive in all 4 of those and your main wing is complete. So now moving on to the tail, we want to install the horizontal stabilizers. So you have 2 sections here. One section will have the carbon rod already installed, or the carbon spar. So we want to take that section first, want to put it through the hole in the tail. Now press that in, make sure it can't move any further. Just take the other side of the horizontal stabilizer, match the hole up on that side to the carbon spar, slide it over. And then as you slide it in, just make sure the 2 plastic pieces that connect the elevator, your control surfaces, join together, and then with a little bit of pressure, just push those together. Then you'll take the last 4 screws, those 3x8 millimeter flathead screws, they're flush screws, and you're going to drive them in from underneath, going upwards. Just drive in those 4 screws and you are done with the horizontal tail. So at this point you will have a mostly completed aircraft. So now let's assemble the propeller. So you're going to see here you get your back plate and your spinner. It comes with all the screws that you're going to need. Here it's going to be 7 screws. You have 6 to attach the propellers to the back hub, and then you have 1 which is going to attach the spinner to the prop nut, which you see here. You also get a prop nut and a washer. So all you do is, they only fit one way. There's a center plastic hole that sort of positions the prop exactly where it should be. So just align all 3 propellers in their slots. Take the 6 screws and just drive them in. There'll be 2 for each propeller. They drive all the way down, make sure they're tight. Then coming over to the hub itself, you can see that there is a octagonal, almost looks like a stop sign shape on both the back of the spinner plate and on the prop shaft. So just line those up, fits nice and snug. Then you're going to put on your washer, put on your prop nut, tighten that down as hard as you can. And then you're going to take that screw, which already has a little thread locker on it, and you're going to drive that right through the spinner. And your prop assembly is complete. Now again, there's only one piece of peripheral you need to do here, and that's that antenna, and it goes on only one way, as you see. So I used a little bit of the included foam tack and glued that down. And now your next step is going to be decaling. So as you can see on the decals, the way the model is painted out of the factory really attributes to the main scheme on the page. So if you want to do that exact scheme, it's going to be perfect based on how it's painted. But again, there were 6 other schemes, so I just wanted to do something different because I've seen the LA-7 in pictures and it always looks the same. Everybody seems to go with that first scheme, that hero scheme we had. But there's so many other fun schemes, so I did the number 63 one. I think eventually I may want to paint this because it obviously looks like there's some gorgeous schemes for the LA-7, but I went with the number 63, so I just did a quick job of painting up the cowl. That was a little extra red paint because they give you these great little silver tape pieces that gives it nice separation, and I really like the way that looks, so that's the one I chose, but you could obviously choose any, or you can call Cali Graphics and probably get so many more decal options. But one thing about these decals, they are not water slide. They are just simply peel and stick. So you peel off the plastic, leaving the sticker on the plastic, place it on the model, and then slowly peel the top portion back, and they go on really, really easily. And there you have it, guys, and when you're all done, you will have a beautiful La-7. So as I said before, I just painted the cow a little bit, still a little tacky. I just did it about an hour ago, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. Again, one that I really wanted to fly. It's a nice size. It's gonna fit perfectly in the trunk of your car, like all of our birds in this price range. And you just see that's about, you know, giving you a little size comparison. I already have her plugged in. I'm probably going to end up flying it on a 4000 because that's what's recommended, but I had just tossed a 2500 in there for right now. It's just what I had handy to get it all bound up, but it was a simple procedure. Again, you're only 6 channels on this, so throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, gear, and flaps, and it all goes pretty, you know, pretty standard stuff if you've been doing any other plug and play models before. The canopy itself, 2 little plastic nubs and 2 magnets, gives it a nice firm, let me just fit it in there and whoop, that's not going anywhere. As far as the gear, I'm gonna put her on her nose. I don't wanna touch that paint. All right, so lifting it up. There's your landing gear. There's no, you know, scale doors or anything. They're just pretty simply, you know, work as they're expected, but nice. They painted the plastic on the rudder, makes it look, you know, pretty decent. But again, for an 1100 millimeter warbird, that's pretty standard stuff. You do have a tail wheel in the back, which turns along with your rudder. Now the tail wheel was already attached to the rudder servo spar when I took it out of the box, and you just have to add a linkage which goes from the other side of the tail wheel to the rudder. And then obviously you're going to have to add the other linkages on here, and that was pretty easily. Whenever you're going to do your linkages and control rods, at least me personally, I want to bind the plane up first, because when I bind it up first, then I know the servos are centered before I bother putting and clasping on all my control rods and linkages. But there you have it, guys. As far as CG goes, we'll get all into that when we do the flight review. And funny, I went looking back when I went to the product page. We have never done a flight review for the La-7, and I'm shocked that there wasn't one there. So I'm excited to be the first one to do that video for Motion RC. And I've been having fun flying the Bearcat and the TA 152, so I think this one is just going to be a lot of fun. I expect a ton of touch and goes in that video because those become my new favorite move with these smaller warbirds. But that'll do it here, guys. Any further questions you have on the La-7, please ask the question away in the comments. I try to answer as many as I can. Links to both the product in the EU and the US warehouse are going to be in the description of this video, so if you're interested in purchasing yourself an La-7, then please click that button, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Motion RC.